Welcome to Untamed Blossoms, the podcast where we celebrate the untamed journey of womanhood. Here, we tell the stories of incredible women who have embraced their authenticity, inspiring others to do the same.
From entrepreneurs to artists, activists to adventurers, we share triumphs, challenges, and the beauty of self-discovery. These are the stories of women blazing their own trails, breaking free, and blooming unapologetically.
Join us to connect, be inspired, and celebrate the power of women's stories. Together, let's rewrite the rules and embrace our wildness.
Welcome to Untamed Blossoms. I'm your host, Amanda Riley.
And I'm Cristi Riley. Welcome, everybody.
Just came off of a 2-week recording break.
I know.
It's the longest for a while.
Yes, I was out of the country.
Yeah, lucky.
I know.
This one,
Got a little
not
tan.
doing well. You look great.
Yeah, no, we had a good time. It was for another family member for a purpose we won't discuss on here, but it was a little mixed bag, if you will. Responsibility, worry, some work. Like we only had a couple of days where we were truly sort of unwinded, but we were in a beautiful spot. So
Yeah.
it was gorgeous there. Yeah.
Sometimes just a change of scenery is good for the soul.
I love a change of scenery, you know.
I do.
We have wanderlust, so I was in a new place. I was like, wow, this is cool shit.
Is it Sagittarius season yet or not yet?
Not quite.
Soon.
Soon. Yeah. The 22nd or 21st, I think, is
More than the
technically.
19th.
Yeah.
So soon.
Yeah. Real close.
I feel it. I feel the spark in the air.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Your
Which is probably
birthday
why I'm
soon?
starting to feel a little.
Yeah. Yeah. Your birthday soon, the holidays, Sagittarius season.
I do feel good that I don't have as much on my plate. I will say this is the first year I've been excited in a lot of years to put up my Christmas decor, which is, it's not even Thanksgiving. Don't judge. My husband was very excited about it. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was excited about it. And I haven't felt that in a long time.
Yeah.
Really leaning into experiences this year, full on, with my grandbabies and my kids. And they wanted really great tickets to go to a concert and just cool experience things.
Yeah.
Whether I'm involved or not, doesn't matter. You know, just the fact that they got to have an experience. And so with the grandbabies, you know, I saw a video the other day that of a kid and he was like 4 or 5. I'm like, what'd you get for Christmas last year, buddy? He goes, I don't remember. What'd I get, Mommy? And, you know, it's just a good reminder. And she goes, well, what vacations, what trips did you take this year? He goes, and he remembered all 4 of them, you know, like they had been on several trips and he remembered all of them with distinction. And she's like, just a reminder that, you know, the stuff isn't as important as spending the quality time. So yeah, looking into some fun things to do with the grandbabies this season. And that's feeling me. I feel way lighter in all ways in that way. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm getting my niece something.
Yeah.
That we will be doing together.
I love this.
It's a toddler turntable. I don't think my brother and sister-in-law will have time to listen to this before the holiday. So I think I'm safe because I will not tell them. It is a turntable. Like
I've seen it. I've seen it. It's like badass.
It's the only actual gift I'm buying this holiday season that's not from like someone
but
hand
it's
making
so
something.
cool.
But I'm like, I must introduce.
Plus, that baby loves music.
Yeah, and I must put her on the right path of stardom.
I must.
If I can't be
through
DJ
her.
Paris Hilton, someone has to be.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
She's the next one. I love.
So she's up.
I love
my
it.
eyes. So she
love
is
it.
getting this DJ turntable, and
No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't.
We will be making tunes. So
yeah, the only gifts I'm going to actually buy are the gifts for our family games.
Yeah,
just some fun things.
Yeah,
that I'm going to have for the kids and for the big kids. Yeah, just some cool stuff, but
Yeah.
nothing. Mostly it's all experiential.
And I'm telling you, this holiday season, to be a real patriot, don't shop big companies.
Right.
Don't do it. Yep. There's so many wonderful people making so many amazing things.
Yep.
If
This
you can't-
Saturday, we're taking your mom, my mother-in-law, to a huge craft show with thousands of vendors and hopefully get a lot of our Christmas shopping done there.
Totally. And then I am going to suggest to me and my two brothers and you and other spouses that we just do a little white elephant. We pick, not white elephant, where we just draw a name.
Yeah.
And that's who you're shopping for.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll do that electronically today. This way, this weekend, we can look for things if that happens. But there's so many wonderful, I don't know, where, depending on where you're listening from, I guess, there are so many great craft vendor things that are happening all over the place right now, especially between now and the week before Christmas. There will be something every day. Like I'm going to stop by one tonight that Haley from our show is going to be a vendor at. So
that's
just
awesome.
Look it up.
Or go thrift stuff. Turn it into something else. Make something cool. There's so many tutorials out there, videos of
and if you
thrifted items that
if you follow Haley Makes It, she just did a video of upcycling ornaments from thrift stores. And it's like, I thought of you immediately. I was like, this is so cool that she's not only doing these events, but she's also doing tutorials on how to upcycle ornaments, because that's something you don't think about, how often people just toss them
around. Yeah. I agree. Or go to the local thrift store if you need something for your tree.
Totally.
Like go check it out. They've got all of their stuff out. So all the thrift stores has things that other people didn't want and offloaded that you might be able to use before you go buy it new. So try to watch our footprint this season. And I think we're doing a good job in our family collectively for the most part.
Totally. I'm so excited about this week's 300 list because it is health and fitness. My passion.
I know. I wondered how quickly you got your 35 items out.
I mean, it was so
37.
fast. It could have been quicker.
I was like, as quick as she could type it in her little hand.
Because it's all I think about all the time anyway. And I will say, before we get into the list, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. And I had to, on the spot, be told I had to get blood taken. Thefted from my veins.
Boy, that was a big deal for you.
Now, normally I have
days to ruminate.
One might say even years, because I do take a year to make an appointment to get my blood drawn. So you imagine my eyes, right? Noah's sitting next to me and she says, okay, we should do this today. I said, do what today? Blood drawn. I'm like, here? Up here?
Right now?
She was like, yeah, like down the hall. I was like, so now? She's like, yes. I'm like, it's not a good time. Actually, I just ate a ton of pie because we had our work Thanksgiving event. I'm like, I just ate so much. She's like, well, blood sugar is really not the thing that we're after today anyway. So it's fine. Like you told me, I know now. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure today is a good time? And so I said, don't be a little biggity bitch. Be tough and go fucking do this. So I walk back there, immediately sit down, immediately I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. Oh no. And I had already made this list. So I did channel this thing of like, okay, longevity and being as healthy as I can for as long as I can is really important. Doing blood work every 2 years
to see where you're at,
to see where I'm at the age of 39 is probably something I should start
getting used to.
And channeling that sometimes you have to do hard things that you're afraid of.
Right.
And so I said to the lady, she was reading a fantasy novel. So I immediately was like, I trust you. And she's tried this arm. I'm like, I just so you know, my veins are non-existent. They're so tiny. I don't know what to say. She's like, okay. She's like, I've been doing this for a long time. But they all say that. So she looked on this. And
like, I trust none of you.
None of you. She was like, nothing over here. I'm like,
told ya.
And so she's switched me sides. Of course, I never tell them to go to this side first because I have all these tattoos on this arm. And I think they're going to think you're a lying sack of shit after seeing all those tats. So I always do my non-tat arm first. Went to the other side and there was like a vein on the side, like on the side here. She was like, yeah, we can get that. I will have to use like a
butterfly.
A baby little needle.
Butterfly needle, yeah.
And I was like, okay, don't be a bitch. Don't be a little bitch. Close my eyes. I'm leaning back. I feel it pinch. I'm like, God. I didn't pass out. And it was fine. Thank you. It was fine. And I really,
honey, I'm so proud of you.
I really didn't overreact. I really like centered myself into, if you're gonna care this much about your health and wellness, you have to get above this fear somehow. And the really traumatic things happened to me a long time ago with that. So
Yeah.
it's like I was trying to center myself in that.
In the now instead of
Yes.
in the past.
Yes. And said the last 2 times I've gotten blood drawn, it really has been fine.
Yeah.
So I don't have a reason to think that this won't be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
it wasn't
just threw up just now thinking about it again, but
like, I got a little vomity.
I didn't, and I didn't know.
Well, and it's okay to still not like it and not look forward to it, and but being like, okay, I have my tools and I'm getting through it. I'm so proud of you. That's a huge deal.
On the spot blood draw.
Wow, that is a huge deal.
I really can't remember the last time. I guess I'm going to the emergency room.
The emergency room.
But I was.
You knew that was coming. Yeah, you didn't.
I did not.
You were like, I'm not okay with any of this.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming the moment you walked in.
The moment I called you, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So I literally prepared for hours before that. But this was like this is more of like a conversation appointment. Yeah. I'm not going to have any medical procedures done today.
Right. Wrong.
When she said like today, I was like,
right now. No time like the present.
The 18th of November? That's it. That now?
Shit.
At 3:30 in the afternoon after 4 pieces. I had pecan pie. I had pumpkin pie. I had pumpkin roll. I had cranberry sauce. I mean, I got a plate of food and then I came back and got a plate of desserts. And I tried every dessert up there.
This is
not,
brutal.
You're going to look, ooh, girl, some diabetes medicine immediately. But it's just no.
You're like, no, I don't need diabetic meds. I just came from
a pie, basically a pie
eating contest
of one, and me in my mouth. Okay, that's what happened to me an hour before I got here. So sorry, I didn't know.
I'm not sorry. Actually, it was delicious. I enjoyed every minute.
And I know because it was the day to do that.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah,
I love that. Good job.
Thanks.
I'm glad that this list helped you open your mind to have that as a goal.
Because, there's only so many lifting competitions I can compete in for my lifetime. And at a certain point, you have to be like, okay, what more is health and wellness? And so part of that was being okay with if I'm sick or not feeling well, getting the diagnostic help necessary. Because even if I went to a holistic doctor, the chances of me still needing to get blood drawn throughout my lifetime are high.
Pretty high. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're 100% correct about that.
Yeah.
So
what were some of your thoughts going into this one? What were you?
Well, I mean, health and wellness has been something on my, part of my DNA, similar to you. So I felt like this one, like travel, was going to be fairly easy. However, I found that after about 12, I was like,
no.
Now I need to rethink of this in a different way.
Yeah.
And so and I had to really dive into what do I consider health and wellness? And I think health and wellness has multiple pillars. And so health and wellness is really about, it encompasses a lot of the other things that are categories in some ways, right? You can't really be healthy if you're fucking stressed out at your job. You can't really have wellness if you're stressed, if you have all of these stressful things, if you have financial stress, if you don't sleep, if you don't, so how are your relationships? Do you feel satisfied? And so I really had to sort of open it up to more than just physicality. And then that was easier to finish as soon as I sort of broadened my scope from what do I want from my body. Totally. And at 50, almost 4, I'll be birthday coming up. You start to think about my life as more possibly could be at my halfway point if I live to be 104.
Right.
But most likely I'm past my halfway point, and, I might have a good 25 years left. That puts me at 79, 80 years old, so when you start thinking about the longevity of what do I want out of these, I don't want to say the last 25 years because I still feel very vibrant and young, but at the same time, you're like, I've lived more life than I have left for sure, most likely. So what do I want these years to feel like as I sort of age? And what do I want out of my health and wellness and my body moving forward? And so that was a lot of my thought process going into it too, as far as, and it does shift it when you start thinking about being older and past having kids and rearing children and now as a grandparent and, and post menopause and what that did to my body. Like that's a real shock to your system that I wasn't prepared for.
Mhm.
Like many others my age, nobody talked about it. I'm grateful that my age is everybody in my age group is like, fuck that. We're talking
Yeah.
about it. We're getting the research. We're starting the hormone replacement therapy. We're doing the things. But before that, my mom never spoke about her going through the change. But looking back, I can see when that happened. I knew exactly when it was happening. I remember her getting really crabby. I remember the weight gain. I remember her having
Mhm.
struggles with her hair falling out, but it was never talked about as a symptom of menopause. It was
Right.
just, this is what's happening to me today.
Yeah.
So it was never really talked about in that scope. And so I never really thought about it as a young person like everybody else. You're like, I'm young and dumb and stupid and don't think I'm ever going to get old. And unless somebody has a real open conversation with you, it's not
Right.
something you really clock. So but in hindsight, I can remember all of these things with my
Right.
mom. And of course, my grandmothers never spoke of any of it. But my grandmothers both passed away in their 80s, early 80s and mid 80s. So, and when I look at my family lineage, is how long people live and
Mhm.
and the lifestyles they led versus mine. I'm like, well, I don't think I can get to 90.
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
I can squeeze it out. But I'm going to have to really be diligent and continue to be diligent about my health and wellness. So while I've always worked out, my children have never known a time where I wasn't doing some sort of fitness. Um, the tone of it has changed pretty significantly since menopause
Yeah.
for me. I don't care as much about what I look like in the mirror as much as what I feel like when I pick up my grandbaby.
Like what you're capable of
What I'm
versus
capable
what
of, what I feel
physical.
comfortable doing
Right.
physically. What am I afraid of? Like my grip strength almost changed immediately up on menopause. Like, and I was
Mhm.
like, suddenly I couldn't hang from something.
Yeah.
That was not normal for me. I could
Right.
swing from monkey bars in my 40s. I didn't
Right.
have any issue. I was
Yeah.
strong. But as soon as menopause hit, suddenly I couldn't hold myself up for more than a couple seconds.
Right.
It was nuts. It
Mhm.
was scary. And I was like, wow, this happened overnight.
And I think like if you have an injury or something happens and you realize like, oh, I hurt my knee. Now I can barely walk. And so
Yeah.
when that happens when you're younger, you just are like, well, I'll feel better and I'll be fine. And then as you get older, you start to realize when things start to fail, like that changes your whole life. And
Yeah.
that gets scary. That's why
Yeah.
I can't even get on the road, like how much time I have left because girl, you know me.
You have lots of time left.
Well,
You have very long genes on your family side,
uh,
don't you? No?
which family you talking about?
Well, not the ones that died unexpectedly, but I thought no.
Almost all of them have
Oh,
cancer, diagnosed. Yeah. So
yeah,
I,
that's true.
I start, if I
And so
start
you
even
start thinking
thinking,
about it, it
I
freaks you
said,
out.
don't go that, don't go that. Because I really channeled the book Outlive. I think I've talked about it on here before.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the notes for this episode. But that book was so inspiring for me because it was like, don't worry about living until you're 120. Make sure you can live well until you're 90.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want to squish down the years that you're incapable of doing things,
Right.
and you want to live as well as you can for as long as you
Right.
can.
I wanna be
So
out in this garden at 90.
yeah,
That's
totally.
really what I want, right? I wanna be there, but like my 90-year-old mom is still getting on this fucking lawnmower and going out and picking her own vegetables. I would love that.
Right.
And that's my goal. And
Right.
and that I think is reflected in a lot of what my list was is more of longevity goals. I just really want to be able to be mobile and strong.
Yep.
Is a theme of a lot of them. So,
Totally.
yeah.
I will go through a few of mine. Then
Okay.
we'll have you go through some of
Okay.
yours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My first one, of course, was live well for as long as possible. What I just talked about that book.
Right.
Like that was really, aside from all the lifting goals I have, that a lot falls under that umbrella, which
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily want to go into everything on that list. But like again, being able to get up and down off the floor, like
Mhm.
being able, if I take a tumble, which I've been known to do,
Both of
is
us.
it gonna wreck me?
Right.
Like those things are important. Can I pull myself up from something? Like, I'm very diligent in the gym about doing things that are full body focused
Right.
and making sure that all muscle groups are being worked. But, that kind of thing really is important to me.
Right.
And then in terms of that same thing for living well as long as possible, it's like, well, what are you putting in your body, on your body, that kind of thing.
Right.
So that was a big one for me. And then I even wrote separately, being mobile as long as possible, which again is the same thing kind of. But for
Yeah.
me, just watching people not being able to do things freaks me out
Mhm.
hard. Mostly because I'm hyper independent. That is a problem. I understand. It, like the thought of like not being able to pick up a box and put it in my car to take it somewhere,
Right.
that scares me.
Right.
So
Right.
that's a huge thing.
Agreed.
Some of these other things we've heard on different lists for me, like I want to be able to hike the PCT and the Appalachian Trail. I
Right.
want to be able to do those really long hikes that are tougher as you get older. And
Yeah.
I want to make sure that although lifting is my love, that I still maintain the ability to walk. I got these stems on me. They might not
Right.
be long, but they are powerful. And I
Right.
want to make sure I'm putting them to use.
Right.
And I want to get up and walk. And like the other day, I realized, like, man, I've been working on this spreadsheet project for what feels like months. It's only been a couple weeks. And I just got my walking pad out from under the bed, and I just like got on there for 30 minutes because I was like, I can't get back in the habit of sitting in front of the laptop, even if it's just for a project. I need to get up and like move my legs.
Yeah.
I really want to compete in some lifting competitions.
I love this for you.
That's like broken down into 7 things here. I won't go into all of them, but like I want to be able to do like a team competitive thing and win. Most importantly, win said competition with a team
Right.
that I am in charge of.
Which, by the way, she signed us up for one next year in August.
And that's just the beginning for us.
And that's
So
I feel like this is the baby introduction to that.
this is the taste I needed. I've been
I'm here
waiting
for
for
it.
this.
I'm
You know
here
what I
for
mean?
it. I'm excited.
And the fact that the universe just
Carrie was
dropped
not
that,
so excited about it, but she'll be fine.
she'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
When she realized it was only an hour, I think it changed the tone.
Yeah.
She's what horrible things could happen in a single hour.
It's not an entire day. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
then I'm in. It's only an hour.
So I feel like this was gifted to us from the universe
yeah.
as an open window to a more competitive thing.
I'm here.
So I'm really pumped about that. And then of course I want to enter into like doing lifting competitions. Like I would love to be able to compete, and I would love to work with a trainer eventually to really like push it to the next level.
Yeah.
For me physically. And that's different from working out to look a certain way than to being able to like achieve winning.
Right. Right.
I don't care what the scale says if I can beat someone else's ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to do that.
Are you wanting, when you say lifting competitions, is it more like, those like marathon where you do a bunch of things almost like not CrossFit but like there's a CrossFit marathon type thing. Or is it truly like a powerlifting competition?
Like a powerlifting competition.
Okay.
That's what I would really love to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would need a coach for that. Like that would be something a little bit more in depth, if you will, in terms of like the preparedness and like the training for that and all of that.
Yeah.
So, most of them, they do like a squat, a chest press, and then a deadlift.
Yeah.
So, that's just something that is always on my mind every day.
I love this.
Like when will that happen for me?
Yeah.
Just building gym community with other women. I think that's really important for me. As I've said on other lists and other episodes, like I am really passionate about eventually having some sort of gym community for just women to feel strong.
Yeah.
Never diet again.
Period.
With my whole chest. Never diet again. I will promise you this. It ruins everything. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking about doing some crazy ass diet, do not do it. Do not do it. There's no reason. Time's going to pass anyway. Go start lifting weights and start eating more protein. You don't have to take anything away for a while.
Right.
Go lift heavy weights.
Yeah. It's not to say that you don't have to, in order to be healthy, you have to make healthy choices in your diet. Of course you do. But it
dieting,
but extreme diets, none of them have proven to be
great. It's literally it's a capitalistic trap based in patriarchy, because women are easier to control when we're weak, when we're frail, and when we have brain fog because we're literally starving, so we can't make our own decisions. When we're so focused on what we look like, we can't focus on anything else. It's all rooted in patriarchy, consumerism. There's $1 billion industry out there betting that you hate yourself enough to crash diet and take a bunch of pills or eat Atkins bars for weeks on end or go to a Weight Watchers. Like, I'm not saying things can't be helpful, but for the most part, they wouldn't be a billion-dollar industry if they were meant to help people.
Right.
So
Right.
that's, you're listening, you're thinking about it. I lost half my hair.
That's all she has to say about that.
I lost half my hair. I ruined my body.
Yeah.
I fucked everything up.
The metabolic hit that people take when they do these extreme diets, it usually ends up in huge cascade problems in your body.
Totally.
When you starve it, when you have you're not getting whole foods, so you're supplementing with all of this fake food. Your body just shuts down. It causes so many downstream problems that it just fucks your endocrine system completely up.
Not worth it.
Not worth it. Agreed.
A few other things.
Even though we have both been subject to said extreme diets.
Yeah, I literally done every one. There's not one that you could say, hey, have you heard of them? Yep, and I've done it.
I'm going to do Atkins. I'm only going to eat bacon and red meat for the rest of my life.
Paleo diet, Whole 30. And, you know, I'm not, again, not saying that a lot of things aren't good for you.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that requires you. If you have to cut out an entire food group, it's not sustainable. I don't care. It's not sustainable. Fight me. Come for me.
Come for me. Yeah.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Take care of my heart. That includes another 4 things below that. Mitigating stress, making sure what I am eating is heart healthy, making sure that I'm paying attention to things that are happening. Heart disease runs in my family. I've had my own scare for heart stuff, which allegedly is fine, but it's always on my mind.
Yeah.
Meditate and yoga, mindfulness, all of those things, breath work, all of that I had on this list. Spiritual wellness, you know, and how that impacts your body.
Yeah.
Just gotta say it, prioritize that protein. You know, as you get older, it's more and more and more and more important.
Yeah.
It already is important. You know, I know there's all these memes out there right now, like, how can I make this, you know, sock have protein in it? And like everyone's like dogging all the protein stuff, but it is so important.
Yeah.
So it's something that I always,
especially for women, especially if you're lifting weights.
If you leave me to my own devices, I'm eating cheese and potatoes.
Dude, bread, cheese, and potatoes.
Done.
And dessert.
And dessert. So I have to keep it up here.
Right.
Eat some chicken, idiot.
Right.
Be educated entering perimenopause. I think, you know, it's coming for me. And I have a dear friend who just got another incredible certification just like 2 weeks ago on women's health and menopause. And she's doing this incredible work. And like she's dedicated her career to shifting it from delivering babies, not shifting, I shouldn't say, but like including this huge thing as she's entering that as well, entering that stage of life. And I just want to make sure that, to your point earlier, I'm way more educated. I luckily have people in my life that are really open about it. And I have friends that are specializing in it. And it's like, why would I not utilize every resource I can to be as educated as I can?
My sister-in-law called me last night. This is so poignant. And she was like, hey, wait, her and my brother were in the car for 3 hours driving somewhere. And so they just called me. I hadn't talked to them in months. And so we had, you know, we can yap forever on the phone, the 3 of us. So we're chatting and we're catching up. And she was like, oh, by the way, I'm starting hormone replacement therapy. And I was like, oh, cool. And I'm like, what are you taking? And she's like, just estrogen, because I don't have my uterus. And that's what the protocol has always been for women in this market with traditional internal medicine. You know, they just give you the estrogen to get rid of some of your symptoms.
Right.
The problem with that is that it's not a balanced hormone replacement. And so it can cause a whole bunch of, you know, it's just like everything else, you know, you fix one little thing, but we're a very complex system. And so the people who specialize in this understand how all of those different hormones tie together. And the doctors will not even give her the other 2 hormones. They're like, we won't write those prescriptions. You got to go somewhere else. And so my call to everyone is like, you know, if you are a primary care physician, internal medicine, and you really don't understand all of the cascades of these different hormones and you're basing it off what we've been told historically, please refer them to somebody who's done the work and who really understands it and who really understands how they all tie together. You're giving them a bunch of extra like estrogen that is not normal to their body. And if you don't give them progesterone, that's how it binds to leave their body.
Mm-hmm.
So then it just accumulates.
Right.
And people don't understand that. But
Yeah.
people who have specialized do. And we need to make sure that these women are getting the specialized care. And she goes, oh God, should I go see a specialist? I said, yes.
Yeah.
Please
totally.
do.
Yeah.
Don't just go to your primary care physician. They're going to
Right.
be very limited in their scope based on
Right.
what they were told in school, which was very little.
Right.
It's not their fault.
Right.
But it go to somebody who's done the extensive work about
Right.
the cascades of hormones and get the replacement that you need. That's what I'll say about that.
You know what's really interesting too is when I visited my gynecologist, I like her because she's young. So
Yeah.
when my doctor referred me out, I said, you know, I would prefer someone who's younger. Most people would feel not that way, but I feel like they have more resources into newer things and are less trapped. It's just like an employee anywhere, right? The longer you're in anywhere, the more you're like, I know this is how it is, versus what's new, what's happening, what's the research say?
Mm-hmm.
And what I found really, really exciting is when I was talking to her about something, she said, I'm not the expert in that. She's like, this is what I would say based upon what I know.
Right.
I'm not the expert though.
Right.
I would go to this person who is the expert.
Yeah.
And just check with them too. Those
Yeah.
aren't like, this is what I know. This is what I would say to do. Here's
Right.
my experience. But
Right.
also, go to them. They're going to be able to do even more.
Yeah.
And I just thought like that's such a refreshing answer.
Yeah.
Versus like, trust me.
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
And she was being told that, like, if you want these other hormones, you're gonna have to go elsewhere because we're not comfortable. We know that we can give you the estrogen. You don't have your uterus, so I don't have to give you progesterone, and I don't feel comfortable doing it
Right.
unless you go to somebody who really understands all this, because it really can cause a whole bunch of things, including what I found was if all of those things are out of whack, it can cause autoimmune disease. It can cause a Hashimoto's. It can cause your thyroid to go out of whack. It can cause a whole bunch of other things. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that. You don't want to trade your hot flashes for fucking Hashimoto's. Like, like that's not where you want to go.
Yeah.
So don't fuck with the hormones gingerly.
Right.
Go to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Last couple, just, mobility with joints.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to educate myself on just alternative ways to heal and, that kind of thing. Just want to keep up to date on those things.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly,
well, hopefully we'll have a whole apothecary that's coming out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. Be basil leaves and feel crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
My most important thing is to be able to stay off daily medication to manage something. Of course, I'm not an idiot. If something comes up, right, and I need it, I will do that. But the point is to be as into my body as I can and do the right thing so that I don't have to take a daily medication.
Yeah.
And if people do all the time for different things, I'm lucky enough to not have to be on one right now. And I think that the only way I would is if I were to stop taking care of myself. So outside of that,
we are really cool mechanisms.
Yeah, totally.
That does have the power to heal itself in a lot of ways. And so I do think that's the new wave of medicine. I think that's what's going to come. Energetic healings of all kinds is going to come down the pipeline more and more as we go forward. But that's my woo-woo. Yeah. We have a lot of similar ones. Shocker. Yeah. Continue to age gracefully without wanting to, change my face to
lifting, tucking, pulling, puffing,
all the things.
filling.
And I listened to, I just happened to see a video of one of the older actresses, and she was like, our grandparents, we never looked at our grandparents and expected them to look young. Mm-hmm. We expected them to look old.
Yeah.
They were our grandparents.
Right.
And she's like, and now we have this fixation of staying looking so young for so long that I refuse that, So she's someone who's probably around my age, maybe a little older. And she's like, I'm going to age gracefully.
So this is Cameron Diaz. I feel like she just recently had something about this.
What is her name? I can see her face. I'm terrible at these things, but anyway.
It's okay. I was curious.
My second one is do whatever it takes to stay strong.
Hell yeah.
Lift weights.
Yeah.
Continue to try to find the proper stack of supplements and the way of eating to maximize my aging well. So whatever my body needs to support it as I'm going through these transitions. And sometimes that may not be anything except getting out to nature. Who knows? I would like to be able to work to do pull-ups again someday. Um, I would people are gonna laugh. I used to be able to go from a lying position and stand up like during yoga and just bring yourself to a stand.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore since menopause.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why the menopause caused that to go away. But I'm working on getting that ability back to be able to go from a sitting on the floor to a standing position without putting my hands down. It's way hard.
Yeah.
But I used to be able to do it and I can't anymore. So I'm working on doing that again. And those are weird markers when after you lose it and you're like, wow, what happened?
Yeah.
I stand up without putting my hands down. Keep building up my grip strength to be able to hang for a minute. Build up my farmer's carry to 50 pounds in each hand for 60 seconds. Continue to grow my own food and eat more veggies every day. Hopefully inspire my kiddos to eat healthy. Continue to listen to my body as it ages, respond to what doesn't make me feel good. So just listening, whether that's, like I have cut out a whole food group. I've cut out dairy. It was causing all kinds of inflammation in my body. And now when we were out of the country, I had dairy one day.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah.
So, it made me be like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah. We are cutting out a food group because your body literally
not going to do that again.
Right.
So, yeah. So sometimes things just don't agree with you and it might be a whole food but just listening to the things that don't agree to my body and make sure that I'm no longer consuming those or exposing myself to them. Continue to play pickleball and improve, but not so hard as to avoid injury. Like people my age continue to get hurt. Maintain bone density through weight training. Keep my brain sharp by avoiding processed foods and refined sugar. Maintain the ability to hike 5 to 8 miles without strain. Find and maintain a mobility training program that I do weekly. Again, that's mostly joint mobility. Again, getting off the ground. It's some of the same stuff. Work in the garden to continue to benefit from being outside as much as possible. Find a grounding mat or sheets that truly work and use it on our bed every day. Sleep on that. I think that would be hugely helpful as you age. Be as barefoot on the earth as possible. Dance every day for joy and longevity. Get my protein up without dairy. This is a feat. So that's the other thing. We did a lot of vegetables, a lot of legumes while we were gone. And my muscle mass went down.
Yeah.
I told you that on my scans. We have this little fancy scale that tells you what your muscle mass and your fat mass is. And my fat mass went up and my weight didn't change, but my fat mass went up and my muscle dropped.
Yeah.
In the 10 days we were gone.
Yeah.
And it's because I didn't eat enough protein. So it is important to her point.
Thank you.
Maintain an anti-inflammatory diet. Again, same thing. Keep curiosity alive and learn new things monthly.
Love that.
Yep. Maintain a compassionate relationship with my aging body, giving it gratitude every day.
Important.
Find things to do in the winter that involve less screen time and more creativity or dancing. I hate winter here. I hate that it gets dark at 6 o'clock. My body immediately wants to go to bed. At 6, when the sun goes down, I start yawning.
Same.
Like my circadian rhythm is locked to that. And I'm like, should I be going to bed at 6? Maybe I should. I don't know. But I feel like I fight it to 8:30 or 9. And that seems like a reasonable time to go to bed.
Yeah.
Most people would still think that's very early.
If I lived alone, I'd be in bed by 8:30.
When the sun goes down at 6 o'clock, I'm ready for bed. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, my circadian rhythm is like ready to rest. But that's what this is for, right? Like winter is supposed to be restful. We're supposed to be in our houses, cozied up, sleeping more, resting from all the activity we've had while it was light. In some ways, I'm trying to embrace that. I still have a hard time wanting to go to bed at 7 p.m. I want to, allowing myself to go to bed at 7 p.m.
Listen, life hack, throw on an audiobook with a headset.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep your hands busy. Because I can't listen to an audiobook without being busy, either driving or something.
Yeah.
So what's really cool is I can put on my audiobook and focus on crocheting. This way I'm like, I have to be that stimulated to feel like good. Otherwise I'll want to be on my phone every 2 minutes. Right. So it gives my hands something to do. brain something to do.
Nice. That's a good idea. Continue to work on my sleep. That's been really, since menopause hit, that's been a real struggle. Finding the perfect blend of supplements if needed, rituals at bedtime, helping me get the most restful sleep possible. Create a morning ritual that serves only my highest self. I tend to just get up and start working, and that usually is in service of others, not really myself. Prioritize body work like chiropractic care and massage. Um, I like this one. I saw this somewhere else and I stole it. Schedule regular no responsibility days.
Love that.
Days are free to do whatever you want. A day like you see on Instagram, right, where you let the kids just say yes to everything.
Yes.
And so a day to say yes to yourself all day.
I love that.
Whatever it is that you need or want to do is a no responsibilities day. Learn about foraging.
Very good.
Good
Love
for my
that.
mind, good for my body. Start making my own herbal remedies and using them. Keeping my sexual health vibrant and shame-free. I think that's important during menopause. A lot of things change in your sexual health. So, trying to figure out what that looks like in a new light and also not being ashamed or worried or upset about it.
Right.
Because we're becoming a new person. Embrace aging as sacred instead of being feared. And the last one was keep advocating for my health with confidence that I know my body better than anyone.
Love. What a list.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Yeah, that was it was one that like I feel like when you're focused on it, you're focused on it. You're locked in, right?
Yeah.
So like it's good to, like you said at the beginning, to really question like the definition of it and expand it. But it's still not difficult in a way because you're still just like you're in tune with that part of your life enough to know like what you want out of that area. It's like
Right.
how do you get specific about it, I think,
Right.
more than anything.
Yeah. And I don't know where I don't think my health and fitness desire came out of like I've always been thin. I've never been really an overweight person. I just it was just always important to me and
Yeah.
I don't really know where it came from.
Right.
It's not like my extended families were not super healthy, a lot of heart conditions, a lot of things with their heart, but I just always wanted as a teenager and into my adulthood to be
Yeah.
healthy. And
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure where that started. It wasn't necessarily fear-based, but I just wanted to be active and healthy, probably because I'm a Sagittarian and I have a ton of fucking energy and
It just goes hand in hand, you know?
and that's what I did with it. But I always feel good when I exercise.
We talked about this a lot with other podcast guests, and especially in our first season of like, you always go back to like yourself and as you were as a kid and what you knew what was important. And then you stray from it throughout life and you go back and all of that. But, I remember being in middle school and running. Didn't ever like that. Okay. Tell you that much. The mile day
Mm,
was the worst day of my life.
hated it.
And I remember getting introduced to shot put and discus. And I remember them saying, well, you have to lift weights if you're doing this part of this and field. I was like, cool, cool. And then I went to high school and I really leaned into it. I was like, hell yeah, I love this. And then, you get older and then you think that you gain weight. I drank beer and ate pizza every day of my life when I went to college, and running and doing cardio was like what everyone told you to do,
Yeah.
and like what everyone like. And so I did all those half marathons and all those 5Ks and like just ruined my body with juicing and dieting and all these things. And it's so funny because now here I am, almost 40 years old.
Back to weight training.
You know what I love?
Lifting weights.
Eating meat and lifting weights.
Full circle.
Full circle. And it's like with anything in life, if you go back and you think about like what your body knew, what your body said, this is what I want, what I crave, what's going to be good for you. Your body always knew. It's everyone else around you that changed the script, that told you to do something different. And I think if we can think about that and think about it when you're giving young people advice about things, it's like listen to what you know is true. Don't listen, especially now with social media, because everyone has an opinion. And there are people making bank hoping that you're insecure enough to buy their 5 weeks for a perfect glute. that never will exist because your body literally is not the same whatsoever as that person selling that product or that
Right.
program. So it's just interesting, I think, whether it be like you always knew you had that energy, it was always important to you. I always knew that running was not the path for me, yet I spent many, 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 many years thinking that was the only way.
Right.
And it's just like, no.
I try running and every time I hate it.
Yeah, it's quite literally the
You're like, I
worst.
should run. Like you just have these moments where you think that, well, they look fit.
Yeah, they're
I should
running.
I should run.
Yeah. And by
Nope.
the way, there are some people built
Built to run, and it
to
is their
run,
it is their sport. They're meant to do
and
it.
they love it.
I love that for them. It's
Totally.
not for me. Mm-mm.
Totally.
If I'm running to chase a ball or running to do something
Yeah.
it's involved in something, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
just run to run, nope.
Like pickleball, great example.
Yep.
Running around, fine. Fine. You tell me to run in a circle and a loop for no reason. I've been running on the streets of Columbus for no reason.
Nothing.
No. And I
I'll
remember
go
one year.
hike. I'll go hike and get my heart rate up.
Yeah,
I'll
totally.
go climb a mountain if you want me to. I'll go scale some rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we
Hiking is
did
in
as
the
kids.
present,
We
right?
were
Like,
always outside in the
yeah.
woods. We were in the mountains of West Virginia, literally,
Yeah.
and being forest bathed when I think about it
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's who you were and
And
what you're made of. So,
that's
well,
literally what makes me feel great even today.
we want you guys to share your list with us.
Please.
We have a few people that are doing that. We have been loving it. So
Yes.
thank you for
Yes.
sending those. If you've been sending to us via text, we really appreciate it. But also just maybe share an episode or so and just say like, hey, I've been working on this list. So should you. You don't have to share your list. You can just say, hey, check out this episode.
Right. Send it to some friends, get your friends involved. And then yeah, share your list with each other. Like get him and get to know my daughter's texting me going, I learned something new about you every week. And so even though you think you know somebody, I think these lists help you really deeply know who people are
Because
and
it helps
understand
you
them.
also know yourself.
Know
Like, how
yourself.
can someone else
Yeah.
know something about you that you're on the
Right.
fly learning too?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And
So,
this isn't conversations that you necessarily have with everybody, even your closest friends every day.
yeah,
So
absolutely. Well, make sure you're giving us a like and a follow on Facebook and Instagram. We are also on Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Now, one thing coming soon, coming very soon, we're going to have a Patreon. On Patreon, we'll go into more details on our last episode of the year, our year in review. But we will have ad-free, some fun little things, bonus things for you. And we would love you to subscribe to us over there, but more to come.
yep. Can't wait. Love you guys.
Love you.